Being South African is so beautiful because we're from a country of people who are resilient. Who, when we're unhappy about something, we actually stand up for it and we fight for it. We don't rush to other people's countries to flock there. We know how to exercise our democracy when it's time to exercise our democracy. And when it's time to stand together as South Africans, no matter how many differences we can have 50,000 different races. But when it's time to defend South Africa, South Africans will come through. Of course, we are different, and we know that there are South Africans who always throw us under the bus because they want to sound woke. But that's okay, because at the end of the day, it doesn't take anything from the majority of South Africans. South Africa is rated as one of the most beautiful countries in the world. South Africa's economy is mentioned amongst the best in the world. South Africa has produced the richest man in the world. South Africa, in terms of sports, is one of the biggest sporting countries in the world. In terms of music, South Africa is one of the biggest music countries in the world. In terms of producing actors and actresses that take over the global stage, South Africa is trusted with doing that. In terms of being able to create a system that has the best education in the world, South Africa is trusted with doing that. That's why we'll have all kinds of countries come and have exchange with South Africa to come here and study and so forth, because we're South Africa. I mean, South Africa has some of the most beautiful women in the world. South Africa has some of the strongest men in the world who know what it's like to wake up every morning and work hard. South Africa is ranked as one of the best travel destinations in the world. That is South Africa. South Africa has some of the highest rankings in all the beauty pageants in the world. Miss World, Miss Universe, South Africa is there. South Africa is multi-diverse, and even through our diversity, one thing that will unite us is the fact that we're South African. So everything put aside, we will fight with each other, we will scrape each other, but when it's time to stand up for South Africa, we stand up for South Africa. It's just a pity that we've got a democracy that allows people to come to South Africa and do as people wish, because I mean, we're a country that's been too friendly, too kind, and too welcoming to people, to the point that they felt that they're entitled to certain things that belong to South Africans. And when South Africans finally decided that it's time for us now to stand up for what is ours, because we're going to end up losing everything that belongs to us, then South Africa became xenophobic. That's how South Africa became xenophobic. When we said it's no longer South Africa for free for all, it's South Africa for South Africans, then South Africa became xenophobic. So if you ask me what is so special about South Africa, everything. And I mean everything is special about South Africa, from the smallest of things to the biggest of things. Yes, we're not saying that we're a perfect country. We've got our own issues and our own problems, but it takes nothing away from who we are. And who we are is a nation of people who are proud of who they are. It's a nation of people who will never run away to run away from their problems. Instead, we always face our problems head on, and we always tackle them. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing now, in making sure that we keep South Africa for South Africans. And we're going to fight that until the bitter end, because it's time now that South Africa is the big nation, the proud nation that it is, instead of a nation where everyone can come and do as they please and then turn around and feel like they're entitled to what South Africans should have. We only have one South Africa, and it belongs to us, and that's why being a South African is such a flex.
When I first got here, the way that people treated me changed the way I think about life. My kids are so happy. They literally count South Africa. They count Cape Town 2 times when they're saying what they're grateful for at nighttime. Every single day they tell me how grateful they are that I picked us up, that I decided that we should move to a different country, and we came out here and did this. Every single day. And we've been here for over a year.
South Africa. I'm still processing all the experiences that I made. I just got back from South Africa a couple of days ago, currently on the island of Zanzibar. And today I want to share with you my 5 biggest culture shocks. Please keep in mind, the things that shocked me might not shock you at all. We all, when we travel, carry different cultural lenses. For me, it's from the perspective of an Ethiopian Eritrean who was raised in Germany. So it's important to make this clear. These are my experiences. I was born and raised in the West and I'm tired. I'm out, South Africa. Culture shock number 1. For the first time in my life, I saw white homeless people on the continent. I thought my eyes are playing a trick on me. When I left the airport of Johannesburg, I saw 3-4 white people begging people for money. And I was like, what's going on here? Because don't get me wrong, this is a big shock to me because I've traveled many countries on the continent, and my experience from Ethiopia, for instance, or Nairobi is that whenever you see white people, they are the ones who are not struggling, who are doing well, you know? But in South Africa, for the first time, I saw white homeless people sleeping in tents. And this was an image, it couldn't get into my head. And then I always had to remind myself, okay, this so-called rainbow nation has a lot of white South African citizens, right? And of course, not everyone can be successful, but the contrast is so extreme comparing to other African countries where the white people usually have the best jobs, are highly skilled professionals, they make a lot of money. And so coming to South Africa and seeing a white person knocking on my window in my Uber and asking me for money, I was like, indeed, what is... I was like, this can't be real. This can't be real. This was an image I had to get used to and that I saw throughout my journey, especially in Johannesburg. In Cape Town, not so much, but there were parts.
There are 3 of the best and 3 of the worst things about the country as somebody from the UK. The first and most important thing is the landscapes and the weather. The weather is brilliant here. And it's not like other countries like Thailand where it is absolutely humid, super boiling and not even sunny. Here it's kind of windy, so you get that breeze, and it is also warm. So you kind of get this counterbalance where you're not too hot or too cold. Number 2, the people are absolutely lovely. There's about 4 main ethnic groups here in South Africa, and they are all so welcoming. It's not the case in all places. Sometimes you'll naturally be assumed as a certain way because of your skin color, but here I feel like 99% of the time interactions are extremely positive to let one another know that you're safe and you're a good person. Benefit number 3, apart from the actual flights that you have to buy, everything is pretty cheap, and to top this, basically everybody speaks English, so you can communicate with everybody, and it's extremely cheap to live here compared to your USAs, your Australias, your Englands. So yeah, you've got everybody speaking the same language in a much cheaper environment, and quite a nice environment too. My 3 negatives. The first one is Uber drivers. Whilst Uber here is actually really cheap, and some of the Uber drivers are absolute legends, there are a lot of people that I am questioning if they've ever been on a road before. Drivers will be on their phones, they'll speed, they'll do literally everything illegal, and they just be unbothered. They'll literally ask me where I'm going. The guy yesterday, who was meant to pick me up, went past me twice and asked me to navigate him back to Hout Bay. My second negative is one that has become quite common and I've gotten used to it, but you do get a lot of people ringing on the doors, asking for food, even asking for beer, cigarettes, random things like that, and it does come quite irritable because it is the same people, and usually they're doing the exact same circle over and over again to try and get as much as they can from you. And the third negative, it's not that deep actually, but it is quite annoying considering how beautiful this country is, but the ocean is bloody freezing. Especially in Cape Town, we're on the Western Cape, so we have that Atlantic Ocean and it is absolutely freezing. So those are my 3 positives and my 3 negatives about South Africa. I really enjoyed this country. I really recommend you come here if you get the chance.
Eat better. The food is not processed.
It's food.
It's food.
Yeah.
You know, I think the Doritos don't even taste the same. You know, so there's something about coming here and seeing the authenticity of it all and just learning that I descended from here. I came from here. And so I'm proud to be here.
So you came free.
I came freely, willingly.
Nobody's on that.
None. So
you
yeah.
came through the door of the return.
Yes.
I do call it that for a lot of reasons, because we always talk about the door you can't return.
Right.
And and we weep and we get upset about it. But I mean, we could change that paradigm. We can make that door the door that we come through to get back to Africa. And then, of course, if you want to go to other places in Africa, you can start right here in South Africa. Now, I got a question for you, or a statement. I want you to follow it up. Okay. Seriously, because we're here all the time, and we get a lot of South Africans that ask us a lot of questions. And one of the questions is, well, why do y'all want to come to South Africa? Like, why South Africa?
My favorite thing about South Africa as a non-South African is political liberty. South Africa has got to be one of the few countries that has not a hint of fascism in its political landscape. And this is something that not even all the countries in the West, not even Australia has. South Africa has absolutely zero oppression or suppression, really, of any political opposition. And oppression and suppression of political opposition is one of the main characteristics of fascism. Everybody has the right to vote and to use their voice to advocate for themselves with their vote, and failing to respect that, having a society that will take away your livelihood just for who you decide to vote for, is fascist. And I'm so glad that there is no such thing in the South African political landscape. Like, ain't nobody's getting cancelled for voting for Ramaphosa type vibes. That is democracy and liberty that a lot of these countries who claim to be liberated don't have, including the US, including Canada, including Australia. There is oppression of any political opposition. Like, there's so many cases.
Here are 3 reasons South Africa would be an amazing place to live. 1, broccoli is free. You might not be a broccoli user, but if you are, it's everywhere. Some places you don't even need a membership that costs any money. It's just free. You go in, you can get loads of different products, whether it's gummies or the actual sticks or drinks. Number 2, it is cheaper than any English speaking country I have ever been to. It is unbelievable. An average pint is about £1 to £2. And food is cheap. Trips are cheap. You can go do safari for a relatively good price. Everything about the money here is good. Third thing is the weather. The weather is amazing. It's sunny all the time, even when it's windy or warm, because it's boiling.
Africa for 3 months, and I've just got back and it's reminded me of all the things I love about South Africans, so I've made a list. So first of all, we have the accent, of course. My favourite accent in the entire world. I could listen to them speak all day. Next is their use of the word fetch. Now, fetching means that they'll pick you up. It doesn't matter if you're an hour away, they will come and pick you up. Another word they use so much is now. So when they say, I'll see you now, that means they'll see you in a minute. But then when they say, I'll see you now, you would think that would mean that they would see you right in this moment. And I always thought is right in this present moment. That's what now meant. But actually, now, the double now, actually means less now than now. No matter where you are, you will get invited to a braai, which is basically a barbecue, but so much better. You honestly could have met them 2 minutes ago and they will probably invite you to their family braai happening next week. They're always complaining about long lines outside clubs, but they will always wait in them. Whenever they drop you home, they will never leave until they see you physically get through the door. I'm going to make a part 2.
Wow, this is so nice. If you have watched up to this moment, guys, what do you think about South Africa? Hearing all that they have said in this video, I am amazed. I can say that yes, South Africa is a nice place, a good place to stay, to visit. No wonder that many African countries are there and they refuse to go back to their country. A lot of people have said so many good things about this South African. So today you can hear that so many people confirm it and they give reason why they said South African is the best among other. And of a truth, no capping, the country is very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Let me know what you think under the comment section.